Well, good morning, everybody. First, a warm welcome. We're delighted to have so many of you online with us today. There are quite a number of new first-timers to the conference, and you're all very especially welcome. I hope we'll see you for real next year, perhaps. Anyway, we're all aware that today is the funeral of the Duke of Edinburgh. The trustees did think to postpone the conference, and then we wondered what Prince Philip would have said had we been able to ask him. It almost certainly would have been, "Oh, for heaven's sake, get on with it." So we decided we would. However, we will aim to be finished as near 2 p.m. as we can, so that you can turn to another screen and watch the funeral if you're so minded. This is our first annual conference online, made possible thanks to the wonders of modern technology. It's splendid to bring everyone together after so long. Our last conference was, after all, some 18 months ago. But this is not the same. We will all miss the chance to chat over coffee and during lunch. And let's make up for that next year. For those who didn't attend the AGM earlier, I ought to report that Dr. Elizabeth Graham and Rachel Stevens were re-elected as trustees. They have both been invaluable in their roles, and so this is very good news. Dr. Martin Grocott, not a medical doctor, a man with a PhD in marketing from Cranfield University, was elected as a new trustee, and the trustees at a recent meeting unanimously decided that if Martin was elected to the board, he should replace me from the end of this conference. Martin will, I'm sure, be a splendid chairman. It's certainly been a challenging year, but much has been achieved. Your trustees have maintained more frequent oversight, and our small team under Tina's excellent leadership have done wonders. Tina will share some highlights with you later. Thanks to the valiant efforts of all those who work and volunteer for the charity and the generosity of you, our supporters, we're in good shape. But there's no room to be complacent. Keeping going is not enough. Achieving our objectives for research and for our community is the aim, and that needs the constant feed of funds. Sadly, we expect the impact of the pandemic to be felt for a long time to come, so please continue to support our work if you're able. Let me turn to today. We have a stellar lineup of speakers. Our thanks to them. They will be introduced later. Also, thank you to our sponsors and exhibitors. Our sponsors today are Biogen, Janssen, Novartis, Ocuvision, and Procure. You will see more of them in the programme. Now, this is your conference. Please do ask questions by using the online chat by email, info@retinauk.org.uk, or by telephone 01 280 821 334. We will endeavour to answer as many questions as we can. We will respond to any questions we don't have time for, if we're able, over the next week or so. Now, sit back, relax, enjoy today's informative sessions. I hand you over to Tina.
Hi, good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome today. As Don says, I think that we're all missing our face-to-face contact, but nonetheless, I'm delighted that we have this alternate way of meeting this year. And what a year it's been. The one thing that has become clear is that our charity is more needed now than it was ever before. We've recorded a significant increase in the demand for our support and information services, and we know many of the community are struggling with their well-being and mental health, which has only been emphasised by the last year's pandemic. But we are here for you, we belong to you, and we have the most incredible group of volunteers who have gone so far, way above and beyond, to help man our helpline and to give information and support and friends and befriending services. So if you are struggling or you know someone who is struggling, please get in touch with us. But despite the difficulties that everyone has had to face in the last 12 months, you, our community, have never wavered. And we are consistently grateful for your ongoing support, both financially, but also in the many of you who have given your time so generously. Sadly, we already know that the economic impact of the pandemic will continue to be felt for some time yet. You'll be happy to know that our stamina is there, and we're going to make sure we get through this as a community. Research has been particularly hard hit with a lack of funding. The AMRC, who's the umbrella organisation for research charities, is predicting that the recovery could be up to 4.5 years. And the double whammy for our labs is that they had to close for extended periods. So not only losing precious momentum, but also losing live cells and cultures. And these take time and funding and motivation to rebuild. But we at Retina UK remain totally committed to continuing our research funding in search of treatments and therapies. And we managed to keep all of our current projects funded throughout the last year. And we're hoping to restart our new funding application process towards the end of this year. So please look out for our spring appeal, which will tell you much, much more about the profound impact on research your collated contribution has. So despite the pandemic, and with the help of funding from Novartis, we're incredibly proud and just a little bit excited to launch a new resource today. It's called Unlock Genetics. This is a direct result of you, the community, telling us what information and support you and your families need. And our team will be presenting more on this later. We're really lucky, as Don says, we've got amazing speakers here today. Alison and Georgina will be giving us information on all things genetic. Sam De Silva will be giving us a research update. And we have an industry session, which is new this year, and will give you extra information on the technologies and new innovative, exciting projects coming through the pipeline. So thank you all for making the time today and taking patience with the new technology to be with us here today. As Don said, our events would not be possible without our sponsors and financial supporters. So a huge thanks again to Biogen, Janssen, Novartis, Ocuvision, Procure. We couldn't do it without you. The team and I hope you have a wonderful time today, and we look forward, and I'm really sure we will, to meeting face to face very, very soon. But meanwhile, have a fantastic day. Thank you.